In this game, Robin took black and Maxim took white. It was a bit short game. Starts with the Joseki. Black plays elsewhere, and then white jumped. This is not really the best move locally. So after you play here, this is a great move for white. It's also big to play in the corner, and often black goes into the corner. But if white played here, then black can take an even bigger corner with an attachment. The corner is even more important, and it is a bit rare for black to leave it like this, I would say. So I think that now jumping is not as interesting as it was with a solid connection. If I was white, I would play here. If black plays there, then of course now the tiger's mouth is much better placed than the solid connection. The question is what happens after black goes for a cut. Black can Atari here. I am actually not completely sure, for example, about this fight, but it should be too crazy for black. This is what my Go knowledge tells me, though the question is whether white should fight like this or simply sacrifice. This I don't know and didn't check, unfortunately, before the lesson. But I think that, yeah, simply sacrifices like that are good enough for white. White gets a lot on the outside. Anyway, white played this move, and then black still has time to attach if black wants, but black doesn't do it yet. Then we have another Joseki, and now white descended. This is not a Joseki move. The Joseki is here, a solid connection, and then black connects. And when white descends, still black connects. So the difference is that white has the descent and not the solid connection, which means that white is weaker on the outside, and white has a bit bigger corner. But this bigger corner doesn't really... is not a good enough compensation. If black was anyway going to connect and black was, because the Tesuji doesn't work anyway, then yeah, no need to descend. White goes maximalistic about the bottom side. I would recommend a ladder. And then black invades. And this is a good way to use white's weakness. White connected. Difficult to choose always when they play this move. And black simply builds a group, which of course is even easier due to the fact that the stone is not captured in a ladder. It was better to capture it in a ladder. And then, well, maybe we would simply capture the ladder, because in fact we cannot count on the bottom becoming our territory anyway. This move, I mean, all right, like we are putting pressure, but we need to be aware that we are not creating territory. There is very little to be taken here. Okay, black played this move. I am not sure if it's best. Maybe we should now go out with the stone. It seems super powerful. After this move, it's very easy for white to strengthen the shape, but white went in. Okay, white is risking much, but yeah, I mean, if white was able now to play this move, it's fine, but white is not really able. So now white played here, and it doesn't look like a success. But anyway, it's some exchange, maybe good, maybe bad. But the next exchange is for sure bad, because white destroyed the Agi. Other than that, instead of that, white had many other center moves, which very easily can be more valuable than this Kosumi. So this was a real mistake. This Kosumi is not needed. It's Ajikeshi. And then another exchange is for sure bad. I don't know why white played this. Maybe white had some misread, but yeah, this group of black is locally alive. It doesn't even need that possibility of going out to live. The game continues, and white started playing very aggressively, being disappointed about the initial result. decent move, like an honest move like this would be better. But white goes so far. Okay, tries to build a big area, but yeah, if white leaves weaknesses, it's how can white build an area? So of course we should start with this move. Still it's center. Still our opponent is going to answer, and then we can build. So now black breaks through, and it's easier than anything for black to break this white's plan of a moyo on the right side. Big move. All right, then white invades, but black also counters that invasion very easily. Yeah, black doesn't need to save a few points here. Why? Black can simply create a wall, and even if white lives very small. Black can even ignore it right now or attack it from one or the other side. So black chose from this side. All right, I would probably choose the other side, but this also looks fine. White made life, black got a huge wall and builds a territory. Attachment, also not really a good idea because black is going to build really a lot on the other side. Yeah. Play like this. And then, I don't know, maybe here. Alright, double Hane is powerful, yes, but black also managed this rather easily, and then I thought that now black hits the vital point, but apparently no. Black chose this is more important, but yeah, now white is anyway a bit in trouble because there is a Miyai. So white went into the corner, and then black took this spot. But you shouldn't play Hane, you should push. If you have already a jump stone, then you are entitled to push, and it's better. You push, and only afterwards you play this move, and if your opponent follows us in a normal Joseki, then actually black's position falls apart, so black is forced to play a move like this and like that. So you push, and maybe your opponent will play here, and you are not afraid of such a move, because, I mean, it's alright for black to play it, but yeah, still black's shape is very shaky. So you normally don't push because there is no point. There is no point in pushing. Black simply answers, and white now lives in a worse shape than white would have in a normal Joseki, because in the normal Joseki, this push is worse than a Keima. I showed this in the other review that actually white can cut, and it's a good idea. So anyway, Keima is a stronger move than a push. So you don't push in the first place. But if you already have a jumping stone, then your push is super powerful because black is not allowed to connect here because the crosscut works. So then you want to push. And your opponent will play probably a move like this. And then like this you are already alive, and like this you are alive on a very large scale. So this is how you play Go. Alright, we got into this shape. And then white didn't push, unfortunately, and black made a very simple choice to go from the other side and build a base for the group, taking the vital point of white's shape. Yeah. And actually now, instead of simply making life, black pushes even further. Very strong move. And white is in trouble. Actually, white died here and the game finished. So good reading by black at the end of this game. It was a short game, but yeah, I think that black didn't make many mistakes in this game. Black simply answered correctly to overplays of white. Probably here also white should rather play a move like this or like, I don't know, like that. It's painful. But for sure push, and maybe even better than the push, take the vital point ourselves. What else can be said about this game? I don't know. Like, I would certainly prefer a invasion, which is not an attachment, because if we strengthen this stone, black gets a super nice box from the other side. Yeah, and also this invasion was not really successful. it would be better. It was larger to play on the top side and leave the left side for later. For now, play like this, like that, and only later seek for something there. Yeah, so I think that this is it about this game. It was short. We will move to the next one.